We are back. Thank you so much for staying with us. We will be continuing with our conversation with Ambassador Adeni Shola Bumi, who is an agricultural expert from West Africa and also the founder of the Go Green Africa initiative. But before we get into that, allow us to have that conversation that we do have with our farmers on this program, giving you tips on what you need to do in order to grow. So, dear farmer, please make sure that you are part of a cooperative society. Join hands with other farmers, because when you are in a group with different other farmers, you do stand a higher chance of getting financial support from various financial institutions like the Cooperative Bank. Also, you get quality farm inputs, agronomy services from professionals. And also when it comes to time to go to the market, because you are aggregating your produce, mkiwa wengi, meaning you have a lot more produce, then you're able to satisfy a bigger market and you do have a higher negotiating power. So usifanye vitu ukiwa peke yako. You can make a lot of mistakes when you're by yourself, but remember, when you are in a cooperative society being supported by the Cooperative Bank, you will get matters agriculture correct from the onset. All right, now moving on to our conversation with Ambassador Adeni, we were talking about the future of our small-scale farmers. How can we make more out of our produce? Not a point where we produce what the whole world is looking for, we export them, and then we rebuy them as value-added products. Yeah. When will this change? Are these conversations happening?
Yeah, like I was saying the other day, it's changing already. And just at the rate at which it's changing, maybe we need more than that, but it's changing already. As of today, we have a lot of people adding value to our produce. You see, you can't change this in a day. We believe in just selling produce and we buy product. One thing I know for sure in my country is we love importation a lot. And the narrative is changing now. You see, in Nigeria today, I read the news, which I don't, we used to use foreign clothes, a lot of foreign clothes. So we bring them in. And I read the news yesterday when I came in that Kenya overtook.
Yeah, we are overdoing you when it comes to buying second-hand clothes.
Second-hand clothes. And I was happy. I was impressed. I was happy because today, in my country, we now wear these. We wear our local clothes. We have our, tailors, fashion designer doing this. I think it's a narrative that government needs to be really, really ready to do. And I do say this, that government needs to produce or create an enable environment for businesses to grow. For example, we have a lot of raw materials produced that are even wasting away.
Right.
Let me shock you. Here in Kenya, you don't believe in anything like powder milk. You do your liquid milk, a lot of liquid milk. Yes, we do
liquid milk, yes.
But in my country, people, when you talk to them about buying liquid milk in liters from a dispenser, people are like, wow, is that possible? Because we depend solely on dried milk, on powdered milk. In my country. Yeah. Here, I remember I have cows in the country, I have goats in this country that is being kept by my friend. But back home, you don't have that. Every family here, you go to the back of their house, there is a cow, there is something. Yes. So they just get the milk and they use it immediately. Now, what stops us from, like, this produce, then begin to add value to this locally? Another thing I want to tell Africa is that what is ours is superior. We should stop believing that packaging, when they show us these things in the Western world, we are always shaking, we want to buy it. But don't forget the raw material is from us. So let's add value to it and take it. We have population. For my country, like you said the other time, 200 and something million people.
Or 4 times
you can imagine us still having produce being wasted away, like our pepper is wasting, pineapple is wasting. It's not supposed to be done. I'm in my hotel here, I can take pineapple juice fresh, I can take mango juice and I can take anything. But it's not like that where I came from. So we need to look inward and begin to consume. I always tell my students, say, Fubu, it should be for us, by us. It should be for us.
For us, by us.
Yes.
Right.
Let's eat what we produce.
Right.
Let's add value to what we produce. What is the reason why you keep importing things you don't produce? Or you import things you produce, but a little value has been added to it. The equipment for you to do this value is even affordable sometimes. If comes together, the part of cooperative.
Right.
The cooperative can even facilitate these machines.
Right.
Thank God for China.
I think I need you to emphasize on that, because there's a farmer who's listening to you right now and they're thinking, okay, value addition is great, but how do I afford the machinery that is
It doesn't need to be you alone. It doesn't need to be you alone. We need to have clusters. We need to have processing centers where the pineapple farmers can take their pineapples to, and somebody is there making it into juice.
Right.
They just sell the raw material to him, he makes it into juice. There should be a cluster for the pepper farmers. So the ones you sold fresh, the little ones remaining, you can take it to this center and they buy per kilo. You get your money, you go back. You don't need, everybody cannot do value addition. You know, when we talk about the opportunity in the agribusiness sector is enormous, is a lot. The primary production, value addition, marketing, well, a lot of it. But I noticed that most people want to go into value addition, but you cannot add value to what is not being produced.
Right.
We need to have it before we add value.
Right.
And everybody does not really need to play at the value addition sector. We need to even produce more and have those people that will add value to it. So farmers, you don't necessarily need to be the one that will do the value
addition.
I want to see a place where I can take my raw material to and sell. This is a model that Asians use, especially the eastern part, the Thailand and the rest. Right. You see them grow maize, grow rice, a plot of rice. They harvest their rice and they take it to the warehouse where somebody buys and they keep there. So when they process this thing, you see them bringing them in turn. The same thing you are doing in Kenya concerning the avocado. You see, Kenya became the biggest exporter in Africa because of the power of the small scale.
Right.
So there is no problem playing small.
Being a small scale
There's
farmer.
no problem being small.
Right.
Another thing I will always tell people is think big.
Right.
Start small.
All right.
Then scale fast.
Right.
There's no problem. I'm a small scale farmer, you're a small. Don't see that as a threat. You can even get more output from your hectare of land compared to somebody that has 10 hectares of land.
Right.
It's all about you understanding what you're doing. So don't be fidgeting. If you're listening to me now back home, farmers, oh yes, you're small scale, learn about it. Make sure you have the education, you have the exposure, you have the knowledge about what you're doing, then do it right.
Right.
And do it well.
Thank you for that encouragement, because a lot of farmers across Africa are small scale farmers.
We are all small. Most of us are small scale.
And sometimes you find they're not reaping the benefits from their farms, but thank you for highlighting that there's no problem with being a small-scale farmer. You can still make as much. Now, as we wind up this conversation, talk to us regarding the young people, the future of the young people in the space of agriculture. What are we doing, incentives that we're putting in place to make sure that these young people are taking the forefront when it comes to
the good news with the younger generation, the Gen Z, sometimes I look at myself, I feel like, oh, can I actually reverse the wheel? And these guys they are not even waiting for us.
Yes.
They are really doing a lot. But they don't see a lot of potential for them. As much as they might not be playing actively in production, getting their hands dirty, there are a lot of things they can do. The gap is still very wide. We have a lot of solutions across the world now that we are not even doing much in Africa. You know, precision farming, hydroponics, aquaponics, you know, greenhouse farming. There are a lot of solutions. Now, let me tell you today, and another reason why I love coming to, working around Africa. You know, in Kenya, there's this dedication on the part of even the corporate sectors. Like, for example, your TV station, you have this program almost every day.
Not almost, every day, Monday to Friday.
Talking about agriculture.
Yes.
We have dedicated TV stations in this country that is purely for agriculture. Some other states, some other countries don't even know that. So the business of agriculture is what we are now teaching the younger ones. And they are taking it up already.
Right.
You see them doing a lot of processing, packaging, but there's still volume. We need people to sing about the positive of agriculture. We need models.
Right.
You know, in agriculture, we need people writing lovely articles and programs in agriculture. There's a lot of things that this generator can do, and I wish they join as fast as possible.
Thank you so very much, Ambassador Adeniyi. Because of time, we have to end it there, but I'll definitely keep reaching out to you to talk more.
Available.
In Kenya, we say asante sana. Have they taught you that at least?
Karibu.
Good stuff. Yes, and of course you have to give me the answer to our farm joke. You remember it?
Yes.
Yeah. We were asking, what kind of birds can you find in Portugal?
Okay, for me, I would say it's the swallow. Because,
the swallow.
The swallow is the bird, is the symbol of Portugal.
Let's see.
The answer
is, it's a farm joke. Don't overthink it. Portuguese.
Are you sure there's a bird like this? Oh, geese. but you know, the symbol of that they have is the swallow birds.
Right. Yeah. Thank you so very much, Ambassador Adeniyi Shola, for making Kenya's Gold your stop while in Kenya. Thank you so very much to our viewers and, of course, our farmers for the day. It has been an absolute pleasure learning so much about agriculture, not only in Kenya, but across the continent. We'll see you again tomorrow. The mission will be growing maize, our staple food. Until then, do have yourselves a fantastic evening. My name is Violeta Ngina. Goodbye.
Kenya's Gold.